What's up, y'all? It's Rep from Carolina Takedown Talk with the man of the hour, the best wrestler in North Carolina. I think you've earned the title, Jeremiah Price. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on the show,
How much? Thanks for having me.
dude. So we got some big news here.
Yeah.
Following Elite Eight. You made the announcement after that. Decommitting, kind of putting yourself back out there on the market, man. Before we get to all that, let's kind of talk about last season, the off season, everything else, man. Dominated your way to a state tournament last year, or to a state title last year. Was that the goal? Were you happy with it? Talk about your high school season last year.
Yeah, it was definitely a goal to win it. The domination part just come as like part of the progress or part of the stepping stones. I gotta get there to start going to where I want to be in not only high school but college. I mean, of course, is winning a state title was part of the goal, and it was also fun because my brother was there. He was right before me, and then it was me. So you're like getting back there, and it's kind of hype. But yeah, it was all part of like just being so dominant was all part of the process. Just another stepping stone to get to ultimately where I wanted to be and getting ready for Fargo for sure.
Right, man. I mean, talking about your brother wrestling with you guys, did you guys have like a race going on, or like a little side bet between the two of you of who could get on the mat and off the mat fastest, or what? Because every time we tried to get content of you guys at the state tournament, we'd get down to the mat and your hand would already be getting raised. Like, y'all need to give us a fair shake, man.
Yeah, it's just that's how we are. We're that competitive with each other. If I do it, he's got to do it. If he does it, I got to do it. And it's got to be better than each other. That's what I'm saying. Like us right behind each other is awesome because he'll do it and he'll laugh and be like, you can't do it like that. We don't have to go out there and do it like that. It's just competition. Even in the practice room, it sometimes turns into brawls, but it's just part of the whole thing. You just got to be ready to go.
Yep. I was about to say, I've heard that, man. I've heard that before from a few different people, was that some of your toughest matches have been with your brother in the room where it just turns into an MMA fight and you guys just go at it, and you just got to, I feel like your coaches, do they kind of step in on that, or they just kind of let you guys work it out and, y'all be good at the end of it, or what?
Usually it depends. Usually if it depends on how bad it is. If he punches me if he punches me one time and we're done, we're done. But if it turns in like a brawl, my dad will step in. He'll be like, y'all two run a lap. We'll run a lap, walk a lap. We'll be right back to just hand fight and wrestling.
Man. So is that where your toughness and your hand fighting comes from? Because that's one of my favorite things about your style and about, you know, how you wrestle is just how tough you are. And you beat people up, man.
Right.
Like, I feel like people come off the mat after wrestling you and they feel like they just got in a full 5-round fight. Is that where a lot of that comes from? Is just you guys being so physical in the room together?
Yeah, I mean, me and him, it's like the best way to put it is we're like two boxers in a phone booth. Like neither of us are backing up. We're sitting there head to head, just hand fighting, banging. Then a punch comes out of a club. It's just underhook turns into an uppercut. It's just we're like in a phone booth battling it out when he says go.
Love it. Love it, man. So win state title, dominated your way through the season. Left no questions asked there. So what was the goal going into the offseason? Was Fargo, your main goal? What was the vision like for the offseason?
So Fargo was definitely my main goal. Right when the season stopped, I was getting ready for freestyle. I would try to do the minimum amount of focus out tournaments. The moment season ended, Fargo was my goal. Ultimately, that's what I was looking forward to the most. I trained for it a few years before, but because of COVID, it kind of stopped. I put a hold on that for summer, which was a bummer. But at the end of the day, that was my ultimate goal going into the summer was Fargo.
Right, man. How good did it feel to get up there in AA up there, man?
It was nice. It wasn't the way I wanted to go out, but it was nice. It was I bumped up. I shouldn't have been there. I was 4 pounds underweight both days. Like ultimately I was underweight. They were all bigger than me. Kids cutting from 60 to 70. I wrestled some ranked kids at 60 and I was 150 pounds. Like I shouldn't have been at 52, but because the hand I was dealt, that's what I wrestled at. And I'm pretty happy with how I did, but like I said, I wasn't satisfied. It wasn't where I wanted to hit out by any means. I'd rather be higher up or at least end it out with the W, like a seventh place would have been better than eighth. But
yeah, I get that, man. So one thing that I really see about your wrestling, your high school career at least, has been your involvement in clubs and not just getting better in the high school room and not just wrestling in your high school room and in the season, but you go to a few different clubs. You go to Combat. I know you spent some time down at Roundtree. Talk about that experience a little bit.
Oh, it's especially at Combat. It's been a big help. I'm like on an online magnet school, so I'm always doing homework online. I don't have to go into school much. if the only time I go to school is for like a test. So I'm able to live at combat pretty much. I'm in there from like 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I'm in there getting 3 workouts, and Stanley and Shelton are really good at helping me get my workouts while I'm there, making the most of my workouts. And same at Roundtree. It's just when I go up there, he's making sure I get 2 or 3 workouts. There's amazing partners up there. He's got a really good club up there too. But combat over the summer and getting ready for Fargo was a big one for me because I wasn't just getting the wrestling, I was getting the extra. I was getting the extra workouts, strength training, cardio, and the wrestling. So I was able to pretty much live in that gym, and they was okay with it, and they was in there as much as I was, which I'm thankful for because they sacrificed a lot of their time with their friends and family to come help me train and achieve my goals. So,
right, man. I feel like compound's really been, big, but I feel like you've been really pivotal for them as well. Of just like, hey, this guy's buying into what we're building here at Compound, or or at like you got like just big, and getting other guys come in there and buy into that same thing. At Combat, I don't know why I said Compound. I was thinking of Elite Eight duels earlier, man. But at Combat, man, like it seems like a family, right? Like from a bunch of different schools, but seems like you guys are all really bought in, and y'all are really starting to kind of pick up steam here, man. Talk any big workout partners there that you've had that that you really feel like have helped you.
There's been a bunch. I mean, it's a good room. The one I practice with the most is Bray. He's like not as known, but he works. Like when I say he works, if I'm like it's time to work, it's time to work. He don't ask questions. He'll put his hand down and go. But live wise, Pepin's been a pretty good one. He's been pretty good. He's gives you that weird type of long, lanky feel. And then so is Merriman. Merriman's in there a lot. He's bigger than me, but he gives you a really good feel. Number two that I've been wrestling with a bunch that have been a help. But like I said, drill partner wise, is this kid named Bray, little kid. Well, not little, but he's not as known. He's like a sophomore, but he goes. Like he works hard. He works hard. That's what I like most. He's the only kid in there I can. If I want to work hard, he's gonna be right there with me.
He's down to go in there and scrap with you, huh?
Yeah, he's there. Like if I'm like, all right, we're going like they're like hand fight. He's just like Jacob. He's willing to sit there and just start fighting.
You got to be some kind of crazy to walk in with Jeremiah Price and say, let's go ahead and let's just scrap. Let's just go to work today, huh?
Oh, he's a little nutty. That's what I like most. He's a little crazy.
Man, all right. So the reason you're on, let's get to it. We got a big commitment. I know you got to go get your state championship ring tonight. So, shout out to you for that. Going to get some jewelry, some iced out, man. So let's hear it. You decommitted, instantly put yourself back on it, and here we are. You've got a decision where we're going to see you next year in a college singlet, man.
They're going to see me in that. That was my final decision, and I'm really, really happy with it. From the moment I didn't know, but like I was at NC State and I liked it up there. That was a good room. There was disrespect for the coaches. It was an awesome room. They done a good job. They have some killer kids, but it just didn't feel like home. It didn't. There's just nothing against the coaches or the training situation. It's just at the end of the day, I didn't feel like home. I didn't want to go to a college that didn't feel like home. And up there, it was a bunch of kids that were gritty. They was wrestling hard. They was working out hard. I was practicing with them some at the RTC, and they was going hard. And I was like, and the more I was in there, the more I'm like, this feels right. Like this feels like home. It's gritty. It's tough. These kids are working their butts off to get where they want to be. And it felt right.
Love it, man. Gonna be in the black and gold up there with John Mark Bentley. Some North Carolina legends up there, man. I'm telling you, App State is they're taking over North Carolina, I feel like, recruiting wise. I mean, I don't think there's a question there at all. Is that a big thing for you? Is that something that you're glad to be a part of a program that's really buying into your home state?
Yeah, no, it's that and like Bentley. Bentley's, I think he's going to be like just the coach that I need. He's going to be behind me. He's going to pick me up when I'm down. He's going to kick me when I'm up. He's going to be there the whole time, pushing me. And I know he's going to do what it takes to make me the best. He's going to invest in me, whatever he needs to. That was what I really liked. Like the more I talked to him, I knew that he's going to give me what I can give, and he's going to make me the best I can be. He's going to put me at the top where I want to be.
No doubt, man. I'm pumped for you. So what's the goals this year for the last year in North Carolina high school wrestling? What's the mindset? What's the goal for it?
For the first little bit, I think I'm gonna try to hit some college opens. That's gonna be big. I got some lined up to wrestle at. I think the App Open is gonna be one. I'm going to the Pembroke Open. there's an open in PA. I think the Clarion Open. I'm gonna try to hit. I know there's a few open tournaments that I've trying to sit down and thought about, and then I'm gonna try to hit Ironman. My goal is to place pretty high at Ironman. I want to get in there and sit down and bang and compete with those kids and show that I belong there. And then I'm going to go for the fourth and final state title. Hopefully my brother will get his second too. That'd be nice again. And then after that, it's World Team Trials in Fargo. It's gonna be the goal.
Love it, man. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see you this year. Man, pumped. And I'm super excited to hear you going to App. Know it makes you happy. Like you said, feels like home. Man, good luck this season, and we can't wait to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.